When was the last time that you paid for the toilet paper that you used when you went to the restroom away from home? The article, For Some Women, the Cost of Menstruation is Period Poverty, on the Grit Daily website stated that women roughly spend $60 a year on period products, which, which equates to roughly $2,000 in one's lifetime. This is a large sum that women must allocate to something that happens to them naturally, which is completely out of their control. As stated on globalcitizen.org, globally, 2.3 billion people live without basic sanitation services, and girls with special needs or disabilities disproportionately do not have access to the facilities and resources that they need for proper menstruation practices. After discovering issues concerning women globally, such as the pink tax and how feminine products are made with chemicals linked to cancer, endocrine disruption, and reproductive toxicity, I feel as though it is very important that we discuss everything relating to the well being and fair treatment of women in all aspects. The least that we can do is to lessen the stigma around periods. It's a normal process that happens to all women, and it shouldn't diminish our views on them. Feminine products should be free or at least more accessible and cheaper. Tampons and pads should be made with organic, non-toxic materials, and we should further educate our youth to eradicate the stigma around menstruation and reproductive cycles. Period poverty is what many women around the world suffer from, and it should be made a point to provide women with easily accessible feminine products. As stated on thehuffpost.com, in some other countries, tampons are taxed as much as 18% and actually are provided as a luxury good, not an essential. The United States has already passed legislation in several states to ensure free sanitary products for girls. In Ohio, they passed legislation to ensure that free sanitary products are provided at recreation centers, local pools, and schools. Scotland was one of the first countries to make sanitary products free and accessible to all women. While we are making sanitary products more accessible, we should also be confirming that the products that we do provide are safe and useful. With periods being an everlasting cycle that all women must deal with, we should all ensure that the products that we make and use are non-toxic to women and their reproductive systems. Tampons and pads are not actually made out of cotton like most people think, and they are actually made with synthetic materials such as rayon or SAPs, which stand for super absorbent polymers, which are often bleach or contain perfumes or dioxins or furans, which are all related to being harmful to women's health. As stated on the MadeSafe.org website, pads and tampons are regulated as medical devices, so there's no government requirement that ingredients be disclosed. This makes it harder to avoid brands that provide harmful products. When looking for feminine products with those, when looking for products, look for those with the MadeSafe label. This guarantees that the product is not known to harm human health or any ecosystems. When shopping for sanitary products, it's also important to make sure that they're unbleached and unscented to minimize the chances of products having unhealthy toxins. As we are removing the toxicity from our period products, we should also be removing the toxicity that is the stigma around menstruation. Students in elementary school, middle school, and high school are not receiving the education on reproductive that they should be. They are not receiving the education on reproduction that they should be to be fully informed individuals. Not only would further educating young ladies and gentlemen diminish any stigma or embarrassment around periods and reproduction, it would also lessen the transmission of sexually transmitted diseases and infections. Educating on sexual intercourse and the process of reproduction is important to establish a well-informed individual who is confident and comfortable. In the United States, schools are continuously changing and updating their curriculum, yet sexual health classes are only considered necessary in 24 states. We should make it a point to fully inform our children on sexual health so that they are aware of the risks of sex and cycles of reproductive health. While women do have equal rights, we are still fighting for equality in all means, one of which is the pink tax. Sorry. Along with the pink tax, we must work to target the companies who include harmful materials in their sanitary products to promote the well-being of women, and we must further educate the public on sexual health to destroy any stigmas. Women make up around half of the population, so it's important that we take care of them, even if that means that we have to talk about periods. Thank you. My name's Sophia.